Do you like cats? Everybody knows I love cats. Mewgenics is here. I forgot this game was coming out. I really did. I remember hearing about it about a year or so ago, and I was like, oh, cool. Ed McMillan's making another big game. Awesome. And then it was Alex, actually, Fat Boss Alex, who was like, yo, Mewgenics is out tomorrow. We can't raid in FF14. I was like, oh, sick. Awesome. There's very few game developers, game makers that you still have that like blind faith in anymore, you know? And you're like, I'll give them a chance no matter what they make. As simple as that. And there's so few of them left. But Ed McMillan is one of them for me. I have, next to like World of Warcraft and probably FF14, I have more hours in Binding of Isaac than any other game that has ever existed. And I've played a bunch of his other games. They all follow the same theme. And Mewgenics does not disappoint at all in any way. It is unapologetically exactly what you expect it to be. And I think if you've grown with it, and you certainly are of like my age, you know, when Newgrounds and Flash games were all the thing that you could play at school, and you found these weird ones, and then you found the really good ones that were like, this game is phenomenal. Like, yeah, it's a silly Flash game, but God, it's good. Like the original Binding of Isaac. Then you're going to just be in hog heaven here. Because it is unapologetically that way. There's jokes about dead babies are all there. The religion is thrown under the bus. Everything is a joke. You know, everything is completely over the top in a really fun way. Just a really fun way. I checked last night. I've seen a couple of reviews from outlets that are like, the humor falls flat in 2026. I'm like, not for me. Not for me. Not for any of my audience, which is incredibly diverse, who can see that it's all tongue-in-cheek. It's all, you know, with utmost respect and fun. And it's completely off the wall in a way that just creates a really fun video game environment. Which it is. So what is the story of Mewgenics? Dr. Tommy Beans is a mad scientist who's discovered that cats can save the world, essentially. And you're going to be collecting stray cats and breeding cats, literally breeding the cats and seeing them go at it in order to create mega monster cats. And then in the true roguelike experience, you're going to go through a journey through various areas, picking up collectibles and items that modify these cats to make them into just the most monstrous, bizarre creatures you can expect. I had a cat that was lots of mini events along the way. It was like, there's a crack in the wall. Your cat is curious and you can ignore it or you can check it out. And I checked it out and he just disappeared. And I like lost him for a whole round. Then he came back as a mutated monstrosity. He had like 9 crazy mutations, his entire body. Vitor was his name, and Vitor is now a horror. Just a straight horror, but overpowered as hell. And that's what makes it fun. That's what made all those games fun. How can you play a game like, I'll refer to Isaac as the biggest one, Meat Boy. How can you play those games for thousands of hours? And it's because no matter what, every run is different and fun and interesting. It was exactly why, for my WoW friends out there, I was so excited about Torghast, about WoW, trying to draw something from this experience that exists and the foundation is all there. It's been done already, and making it into something there and then just missing the mark entirely about what makes these types of gaming environment fun. And it's right back here. It's exactly the same thing. I did, say, 3 or 4 runs over the course of like 8 hours. The runs are quite long, but you can save and exit whenever you want, and you can pick it up whenever you want. I think some people may have an issue with that, because when you start a run, you want to finish it. So it will come down to personality of like, okay, do I have maybe a couple of hours or an hour to get through this run? But you can save and just log out at any point whatsoever and just resume where you were. But once you're into the flow, you do want to get it done. And just to have the combos build. And the combos are so fun. So I got a tier set because I picked up a poop hat, which is classic in these games, a colostomy bag, and then a diaper thing. So it was the poo collection. But that actually gave me a tier set bonus for having one cat with all 3 of these, which then made the poos become alive and be sentient familiars. Some of them are very powerful. So it would poo, and sometimes you get a floater, which would roll into things, but also you could like spawn dips, which would then spawn other little poos, and then you had one that could lob across the screen. The enemies will be very familiar to anybody who's played Ed McMillan's games. But then I also became poisonous, because I was so racked with feculence. So I was now poisonous. And then I got a bonus where I created a duplicate of me called a mini-me, which was like half the stats and half the power, but it still utilizes all your items. So I now had 2 pooping poisonous cats that were running around, just doing all sorts of crazy stuff, spawning endless poops, which tanked a lot of the damage that the enemies could do. And it was a really fun and interesting combo to go with it, because then it got a passive where it could poo itself, which then played into the whole combination of things. Absolutely absurd. Completely absurd. And you have this on every single run I've done so far. Is the constantly scaling up. The combos are working. You get upgraded versions of them. Like you get this plus, which allows you to leap across the screen. You can rebound it. I checked the subreddit this morning. People have found some crazy combos. Like, oh, this enemy like will always attack back if you hit it in melee. And if you can get 2 of them and bang them into each other, they'll just constantly like ricochet. So you can set up some mad combos. Like it's so fun. Any drawbacks to the game? I think the run length is probably going to be the most off-putting to some people if they're not happy with, I'm going to finish this run tomorrow. It has overwhelmingly taken over. The only issue I've run into actually breeding the cats, which is the whole point of the game, because it is about eugenics. Once your cats return from a mission, they're no longer able to take part in a mission at all. They're retired cats. They fulfill their duty in a Darkest Dungeon style, and they're now unable to go back out, but they can breed. So you bring them back with all these stats and passive bonuses. They still have those. And then what you want to do is try and breed them together to create some mega cats. That has never happened for me. I've raised the comfort level, so there's all sorts of stats in your home to raise the comfort level and try and encourage them to do it, but they just don't want to do it, which is a bit of a pain. That's the only thing I've had problem with, is the actual eugenics stat. I've got the Mew. The Mew is there, the eugenics stat. I do have the stray cats that turn up every day. Every day a new cat will join you, so you can keep going out on runs, because obviously you can't send out your old ones. And they breed. But the established ones won't. It's like they're too good for this, right? They've got their own personality traits and things like that. So I'm going to work on that next. What is fun is you can imagine you're going to overwhelm with cats. No, you can ship your cats out to various people around the town that want. Some people just want stray cats. Some people want cats that have been on an adventure. Some people want old cats. Some people want injured cats. And these are very weird characters. Tink and Butch and Frank, who lives under your house. And he's itching a ghost, apparently. He's dead or whatever. Or Tina, who's fighting for cat rights in the store. They all have these weird, quirky personalities and stories that they unlock for you. So far, I've beaten every area that's given me options to, and the new area is unlocked. So I'm going to be heading there today. But I can't recommend this enough. If you had any interesting roguelikes and quirky humor that leads to just absolutely stellar gameplay, it's right up there. And I'm not surprised to see that. I think it launched, and I think in a few hours it had 150,000 sales, and by this morning it's at 500,000. Like, it's blowing up because it's great. So I can't wait to show you more.